My name is Natalie, and this is my sermon on Philippians 4, verses 1 through 9. It takes minimal knowledge of history and current events to see that it is part of the human condition to divide. We divide ourselves by political stances, a like or dislike of guns, approval or disapproval of homosexual marriage. We divide ourselves by social class, by religion, by the color of our skin, our differing cultures, the clothes we wear, and even by the sports teams that we like. We have a knack of dividing ourselves over the smallest of things. Recently, Donald Trump came to the city I live in, and as I walked the streets of downtown Spokane, there were people holding signs of protest against Trump, yelling at people who walked by wearing t-shirts who supported him. One of these protesters was a young girl. She was probably about my age. She was homeless and she was pregnant, and it didn't take long to see that she was very, very angry at what Donald Trump stood for. A middle-aged man who was sitting with his wife eating lunch watched her as she yelled at people walk by. In response, he yelled at her to get a job. I was incredibly angry and discouraged by his comment. I don't know very much about her, but I know that she didn't ask to be homeless and pregnant. I know from friendships with people on the streets and working with foster children that most likely her life was filled with neglect and abuse, and as a result, she lives this way because it's what she thinks she deserves. It took everything in me to not go up to the man and maybe cause him to see from a different perspective, to ask him, do you know her or her circumstances, or have you ever thought that maybe 1 year of her jobless life contains more hopelessness and sorrow than yours ever will? I pondered what a beautiful thing it would be if they could come together, lay aside their presuppositions and prejudices, and seek to understand each other. They would find that they are connected by something deep and something beautiful. They are connected by their humanity. They would find that they have more in common than they could ever imagine. Maybe they would even learn from each other things they would never learn from those who are similar to them. Maybe they could have helped each other as fellow humans through this journey of life, but they wouldn't have it. They chose disunity instead, and were weaker because of it. Christians are not above this part of the human condition. I'm currently finishing my undergraduate degree at Moody Bible Institute, Spokane. Our school attracts Christians from different backgrounds, cultures, different walks of the Christian life, and therefore different perspectives, different opinions, and convictions. We have a really cool opportunity here to get to know people from all different kinds of backgrounds and to learn from them different things about Christ that we could never learn from people who are the same as us. But I've seen first-handedly that we not only divide ourselves by the same things that the world does, but we have even more to divide ourselves by our theological differences, preferences of worship, and even by the sins we commit. I once heard a group of students talking about how they struggled with judging their housemates who watched too much TV and wasted all of their time, but they seemed to be prideful about their sin of judgment, which was very contradictory and divided them from the students who were less holy. Students divide over Calvinism and Arminianism, spiritual gifts, opinions over what it means to be modest, whether it's okay to drink or not. The Trump protester and the middle-aged man in my story have the commonality of being human beings, and that's a lot. But the bond that we have as Christians is so much more powerful than that. We have in common our very salvation, and our unity is the most powerful thing in the world, but our division can be one of the most destructive.